Some people don't leave your life. They leave a silence behind. And that silence hurts more than any argument ever could. If you are listening to this right now, there is a high chance you loved deeply, you trusted honestly, and you lost quietly. This video is not here to rush your healing. It is here to sit with you until your heart feels safe again. You are not weak for feeling this way. You are human, and you are healing. Love doesn't always end with shouting or tears. Sometimes it ends with unanswered messages, with promises that slowly stop coming true, with a goodbye that was never clearly said. And that kind of ending stays with you longer than it should. You wake up thinking about them. You fall asleep remembering moments that once felt ordinary, but now feel priceless. You replay conversations, wondering where things changed. You question yourself. You ask if you were too much, or somehow not enough. Let me tell you something gently. Love should never make you doubt your worth. The hardest part of healing is not missing the person. It is missing the version of yourself that existed when you believed this love would last forever. You didn't just lose someone. You lost a future you imagined. You lost routines, inside jokes, plans that lived only in your mind. Your heart is grieving something that never fully happened, and that makes the pain confusing. But confusion does not mean you are stuck. It means you are processing. Healing is not forgetting. Healing is understanding why something couldn't stay and choosing peace over pain. There are days when you feel strong, when you tell yourself you are finally moving on. And then there are nights when a song, a place, or even a random memory brings everything back. This does not mean you failed. This means healing is not linear. You are allowed to miss someone and still choose not to go back. You are allowed to love deeply and still walk away from what hurts you. Strength is not pretending you don't feel. Strength is feeling everything and still choosing yourself. At some point, you will realize something important. The pain is not because you love too much. The pain is because you stayed where your love was not returned. With the same effort, the same honesty, the same care. Love should not feel like anxiety. Love should not feel like waiting. Love should not feel like silence. Real love feels safe. It feels calm. It feels like you can breathe. And if this connection made you feel small, confused, or constantly unsure, then losing it is not a punishment. It is protection. One day you will stop checking your phone, hoping their name appears. One day, the silence will stop feeling heavy. Not because you stopped caring, but because your heart learned how to protect itself. You will understand that closure does not always come from the other person. Sometimes closure comes from accepting the truth you were avoiding, that they could not love you the way you needed. And that is not your fault. You are not difficult to love. You are not asking for too much. You were simply asking the wrong person to meet you at a depth they never learned how to reach. And that realization hurts, but it also sets you free. Because now, you don't have to shrink yourself to be chosen. You don't have to explain your needs to someone who never listened. You don't have to stay where you are not seen. Healing begins the moment you stop blaming yourself for someone else's inability to stay. You start healing when you choose rest over rumination, self-respect over attachment, peace over chaos. You start healing when you forgive yourself for loving without fear. There is nothing wrong with having a soft heart in a hard world. You may not see it yet, but this heartbreak is shaping you. It is teaching you boundaries. It is teaching you clarity. It is teaching you what you deserve and what you will never accept again. One day, you will look back at this version of yourself with kindness. You will thank yourself for surviving something that almost broke you. Love will come again, but next time, it will not feel like pain disguised as passion. It will feel steady. It will feel mutual. It will feel like someone choosing you without hesitation. And when that happens, you will understand why. This love had to end, not because you were not enough, but because something better was waiting for the healed version of you. Until that day, be patient with your heart. Speak to yourself kindly. Rest when you need to. Cry if you have to. Healing is not a race. It is a relationship you build with yourself. And right now, you are doing the best you can. That is enough. You are healing, even on days it doesn't feel like it. And healing is one of the bravest things you will ever do.